Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt a universe between you? A pull so strong it aches, yet so far it feels like chasing a star across a midnight sky. That's the story of distant eyes and a restless heart, a story we've all lived in one way or another. Tonight, I want to talk about that longing, that beautiful, messy, heart-stirring ache that makes us human. There's something sacred about longing, isn't there? It's the quiet whisper in your chest when you see someone across a crowded room, and for a split second, the world slows down. Their eyes meet yours, and suddenly you're not just you anymore. You're a possibility, a what if, a maybe. But then the moment passes, and you're left with that restless heart, beating a little too fast, wondering if you'll ever bridge that distance. That's where love begins, not in the having, but in the wanting. But let's be honest, longing is terrifying. It's raw, it's vulnerable, it's standing at the edge of a cliff and wondering if you're brave enough to jump. We've all felt that fear, the fear that if we reach out, we might fall. That if we let someone see the real us, they might turn away. And so, we keep our eyes distant, our hearts guarded because it feels safer. But safe isn't where love lives. Love lives in the risk, in the trembling moment when you say, I'm here, and I'm choosing you. I know what you're thinking. What if they're too far away? What if the distance isn't just a room, but miles, years, or even walls we've built ourselves? Here's the truth: distance isn't the enemy of love. Apathy is. A restless heart doesn't care about miles. It cares about connection. It's the late night texts that say, I'm thinking of you. It's the quiet moments when you share a piece of your soul, even if it's through a screen. It's the choice to show up, to keep showing up, even when the world makes it hard. The first keynote, The Power of Longing, captures the universal human experience of yearning for connection, a deep, visceral pull that stirs the heart and leaves it restless. It's that moment when you see someone, perhaps across a room or in a fleeting memory, and feel an ache that's both beautiful and painful. This longing isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a force that defines what it means to be human, to crave closeness in a world that often feels fragmented. It's the spark that ignites love, the quiet whisper that keeps you awake at night, wondering what could be. Longing is universal because it transcends circumstance. It's not bound by time, distance, or even the certainty of reciprocation. You might feel it for someone you've just met, their smile lingering in your mind like a melody you can't shake. Or it might be for someone you've known forever, where every shared moment carries the weight of unspoken words. This yearning doesn't discriminate. It's the young woman dreaming of a love she's never known, the older man reflecting on a chance he didn't take, or the couple separated by miles, holding on to hope through late-night calls. Longing is the thread that connects us all, weaving through our stories, reminding us we're alive. What makes longing so powerful is its ability to reveal our deepest desires. It's not just about wanting someone, it's about wanting to be seen, to be known, to share a piece of your soul with another. It's the heart's way of saying, I'm not complete on my own. This vulnerability can feel like a weakness, but it's actually a strength. To long for someone is to acknowledge your capacity for love, to admit that you're willing to risk the ache for the chance at something real. It's the courage to feel deeply in a world that often asks us to numb ourselves. Yet longing is also restless. It's not content to sit still. It pushes you, nudges you, demands you pay attention. It's the flutter in your chest when you think about reaching out, the hesitation before you send that message, the way your mind replays a single glance 1,000 times. This restlessness is what makes longing transformative. It's not just about feeling, it's about what you do with that feeling. Do you let it simmer, locked away behind distant eyes? Or do you let it move you, propel you toward connection, even when it's scary? In the context of love, longing is the starting point. It's the spark before the flame, the question before the answer. It's what makes you notice someone in the first place. Their laugh, their quiet strength, the way they make you feel like you're home. But it's also what keeps you going when love gets hard, when distance or doubt creeps in. Longing reminds you why you're fighting, why you're choosing to stay, to try, to hope. It's the heart's restless beat, urging you to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, between those distant eyes and the warmth of connection. Embracing vulnerability is the second keynote, a call to summon the courage to open your heart to love, even when fear and distance loom large. It's about standing emotionally exposed, letting someone see the real you, flaws, fears, and all, despite the risk of rejection or pain. Vulnerability in love is not a weakness, it's a bold act of authenticity, a choice to show up as you are, without pretense, and invite someone to meet you there. It's the moment you choose to let down your guard, to say what you feel, even when your voice trembles and the outcome is uncertain. This courage is essential because love thrives on truth. When we hide behind walls, whether built from past hurts, fear of judgment, or the uncertainty of distance, we keep love at arm's length. Those distant eyes, that restless heart, they crave connection, but connection demands honesty. It's sharing the parts of yourself you're afraid might be too much or not enough, your quirks, your dreams, the insecurities that whisper in quiet moments. Vulnerability is admitting you're scared to fall in love, yet choosing to lean into it anyway. It's texting someone you miss, even if they might not reply, or confessing your feelings, knowing they might not be returned. The fear of vulnerability is universal. We've all felt that tightening in our chest, the instinct to pull back when things get too real. What if they see me and walk away? What if I'm not enough? These questions haunt us, especially when distance, physical or emotional, amplifies the stakes. Maybe it's a long-distance relationship, where words on a screen feel like a fragile thread holding you together. Or maybe it's the emotional distance of unspoken truths between two people in the same room. Vulnerability bridges that gap not by erasing fear, but by moving through it. It's saying, I'm here, and I'm choosing to let you in. This act of courage transforms both the giver and the receiver. When you open up, you create space for the other person to do the same. It's a silent invitation. I'm showing you my heart, will you show me yours? That exchange builds trust, the foundation of any meaningful connection. Even if the distance remains, miles, time, or emotional barriers, vulnerability fosters closeness. It turns fleeting glances into deep understanding, restless longing into shared moments. It's the difference between surface-level attraction and a bond that feels like home. But embracing vulnerability isn't about recklessness, it's about intention. It's choosing when and with whom to share your truth, trusting your restless heart to guide you. It's not about forcing every feeling into the open, but knowing that love requires risk. You might get hurt. You might face silence or rejection. Yet, the alternative, keeping your heart locked away, guarantees a different kind of pain, the ache of what could have been. Vulnerability is the antidote to regret, the spark that turns distant eyes into a shared gaze, a restless heart into one that finds peace in being truly seen. The beauty of imperfect love, the third keynote, celebrates the raw, unpolished reality of human connection, where true intimacy flourishes, not in flawless fairy tales but in the messy, authentic moments that define us. It's the recognition that love isn't a polished script or a picture-perfect fantasy. It's two people with their scars, quirks, and insecurities, choosing each other despite, or even because of, their imperfections. This perspective shifts the narrative from chasing an idealized version of love to embracing the real, flawed, and deeply human bonds that make life meaningful. Imperfect love is beautiful because it's honest. It's the nervous laugh during a first date, the clumsy apology after a fight, or the quiet moments when you share a fear you've never voiced aloud. These are the threads that weave a connection stronger than any idealized dream. When we let go of the pressure to be perfect, to say the right thing, to look a certain way, to have it all together, we create space for genuine intimacy. Those distant eyes, so often idealized in our minds, become real when we see the person behind them, their doubts, their passions, their beautifully human flaws. This keynote speaks to the restless heart because imperfection is where longing finds its home. When we romanticize love, we risk holding it at a distance, always chasing something unattainable. But when we embrace imperfection, we allow love to be present, tangible, and alive. It's the courage to show up as you are, maybe a little broken, a little unsure, and trust that someone will choose you anyway. It's the couple who argues over small things but stays up late talking it through, or the long-distance lovers who find joy in pixelated video calls, laughing through glitches. These moments, imperfect as they are what make love enduring. The beauty of this approach lies in its freedom. When we stop demanding perfection from ourselves or others, we open the door to deeper connection. You don't need to have all the answers or a flawless life to be worthy of love. You just need to be real. That vulnerability, that willingness to let someone see your rough edges, transforms distant eyes into a shared gaze. It's not about erasing the restlessness in your heart, but channeling it into something authentic, a relationship built on truth rather than illusion. This idea also challenges the barriers of distance, whether physical or emotional. Imperfect love doesn't require proximity or perfect timing. It thrives on intention and effort. It's the handwritten letter that arrives late, the voice message that rambles, the small gestures that say, "I'm here, and I'm trying." These acts, flawed and human, bridge the gap between longing and belonging. They remind us that love isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about choosing someone, not because they're flawless, but because their imperfections fit with yours, creating a mosaic of shared moments that feel like home. Connection beyond proximity, the fourth keynote, illuminates the truth that emotional closeness can thrive despite physical or circumstantial distance, fueled by hope, intention, and the persistent pulse of a restless heart. It's the understanding that love doesn't require physical nearness to be real or powerful. Whether separated by miles, time zones, or even emotional barriers, the bond between two people can grow stronger through deliberate choices and heartfelt effort. This idea redefines distance not as a barrier but as a space to be bridged with creativity and commitment. At its core, this keynote speaks to the restless heart's ability to transcend the physical. Imagine two people, one in a bustling city, the other in a quiet town halfway across the world. Their eyes may be distant, but their hearts are tethered by late night messages, shared dreams, and the quiet thrill of hearing each other's voice. This connection isn't diminished by miles, it's deepened by the intention behind every word, every call, every small act that says, "You matter to me." It's the soldier writing letters from a far off base, the couple navigating a long-distance relationship, or even two people in the same city, separated by schedules or fears, yet choosing to reach out. This kind of connection relies on hope, the belief that distance is temporary, that love can endure if you nurture it. It's not about ignoring the challenges of separation, but about facing them with purpose. A restless heart doesn't settle for disconnection, it seeks ways to stay close. That might mean scheduling virtual dates, sending a song that captures your feelings, or simply asking, "How was your day?" with genuine care. These acts, small as they seem, are the threads that weave emotional closeness, turning distant eyes into a shared vision of a future together. Emotional distance, too, can be bridged this way. Sometimes the gap isn't physical, but a wall of unspoken words or past hurts. Connection beyond proximity means choosing vulnerability, sharing a fear, admitting a mistake, or offering forgiveness, even when it feels risky. It's the courage to say, "I'm still here," even when silence feels safer. This intentionality transforms longing into something tangible, a bond that feels alive despite the space between. What makes this keynote powerful is its defiance of limitations. Society often tells us love needs proximity, perfect timing, or ideal conditions to flourish. But the restless heart knows better. It knows that connection is built in the effort, in the choice to show up, even when it's hard. It's the parent calling their child across continents, the friend sending a voice note to check in, or the lover who keeps the spark alive through handwritten notes. These acts prove that distance doesn't have to weaken love. It can strengthen it, making every moment of connection more precious. This perspective empowers us to see distance as an opportunity. It challenges the restless heart to act, to create closeness through intention, and to trust that love can thrive in the spaces between. It's a reminder that connection isn't about where you are, it's about who you choose to be and how fiercely you choose to love. The call to act on love, the fifth keynote, urges us to seize the moment and pursue love with boldness, transforming the restless heart's longing into tangible connection. It's a rallying cry to move beyond hesitation, to bridge the gap between distant eyes and a yearning heart by taking risks and embracing the courage to act. Love isn't a passive force. It demands action, whether it's speaking your truth, reaching out across distance, or choosing to stay when it's easier to walk away. This keynote is about claiming the power to shape your own love story. A restless heart thrives on possibility, but possibility alone isn't enough. It's the step you take toward it that matters. Think of the moment you lock eyes with someone and feel that spark. Your heart races, your mind spins with what ifs. But what if you never speak up? What if you let fear of rejection or uncertainty keep you silent? The call to act is about breaking that silence. It's sending the message you've been drafting in your head, asking someone to coffee despite the butterflies, or telling a loved one how much they mean to you before it's too late. These actions, however small, are the bridge between longing and reality. This keynote also acknowledges the stakes. Acting on love is scary because it's vulnerable. You might face rejection, misunderstanding, or the pain of unreciprocated feelings. Distance, whether physical, like miles between lovers, or emotional, like walls built from past hurts, can make that first step feel like a leap. But a restless heart isn't meant to stay still. It's meant to push you forward, to remind you that love is worth the risk. The alternative, staying safe, staying silent, leaves you with regret, the ache of wondering what could have been. Acting on love doesn't always mean grand gestures. It's the quiet choices, too. The decision to listen deeply, to show up consistently, to fight for a relationship when it's tested. For those separated by distance, it's the effort to keep the connection alive, planning a visit, sharing a memory, or simply saying, "I'm not giving up on us."